The sentence here, the very first one on the slide, is the first phrase of an article I wrote for our CapU student newspaper, the CapU Courier, where I undertook the near impossible task of succinctly and fairly portraying what 3 weeks in Ghana felt like. Over the holiday break, 24 CapU students from 12 programs attended the university's first Ghana field school.
What were you most excited about?
I didn't really have many expectations at all. It was just kind of out of the blue that I applied and got accepted.
I had no idea what I was in for, and that was kind of what got me excited for it.
I knew it was a very music-heavy trip, and I was excited about that. I'm not a musician, I'm not a dancer, singer, anything like that, but I do love doing those things, and there's not enough of it in my life.
We're going to be going to a place that, with way less tourists, way less Western influence than other places I had been.
Completely new continent and uncertainties I couldn't prepare myself for. So for that, I had to just fully put my trust in the two leaders who were taking us there.
We didn't want to give too much prior information to the student because that dries out a lot. So we give them enough so that they can get some confidence in going into Ghana.
When the course was underway, students dove into the traditional music of the Ewe people of West Africa. Students were guided through this immersive cross-cultural experience by Kofi Gbolonyo, a Ghanaian CapU School of Performing Arts ethnomusicology instructor, performer, music educator, and founder of Nunya Academy. Nunya, an elementary to high school with an after-class music academy, is Gbolonyo's brainchild in his hometown of Joje, Ghana.
Oh man, how would I describe Kofi?
Kofi is phenomenal. He's one of the coolest people I have ever met.
He lives and breathes his culture, and his whole mandate is to share that with the world and whoever's there.
Like, you see him at school and he's in the dance class, and today he was crawling on the floor and he's doing all these things. He's so energetic and he really loves what he does.
I've never met someone as driven as he is. Not only what I see in him now, but now seeing where he grew up and how far he's come from in terms of global opportunities and outreach from the rural village where he's from in West Africa. Like, he must have had to work so hard to get where he is today. And it's visible that he just works hard still to this day. It's like you just want to tell him to have a rest. You just want to, the joke is that he only sleeps when he's in the plane, ever.
He's gone through his life the way he has to be in a position where he can help people. And all that he does goes back there, whether it's monetarily to help the people or to support the people, or all he wants to do is support his culture and let it spread, whether it's through his music, through his words of wisdom, through his energy. He just lights up whatever room he's in. It was really an honor to go back to where he was, or his home, and like see where it all comes from.
The place for knowledge cultivation, knowledge dissemination goes far beyond the classroom. And there is so much more I want my student to learn outside of the four walls of the classroom.
As the bus slows down, some of us lock eyes with kids outside. We are acknowledged with gleeful smiles. The bus comes to a halt and they gather in large numbers. Jovial villagers meet us as we step off the bus and onto the reddish-brown, sandy soil.
There's this word, I'm sure the others talked about it, yevu.
Yevu.
Yevu in Ewe, the language, means outsider.
We were rare Pokemons in these parts, as we'd say.
But, you know, that's what we are. We're outsiders. But people were very ready to share their culture, share their food, share their dancing, like just very warm, kind people.
And whenever anybody saw us walking down the streets, they were just yelling, "Yevu, Yevu." They were so excited to have us and welcome us into their village, their markets, their ceremonies, their homes even. It was just so, so welcoming.
We felt like celebrities as people with very much lighter skin tones than the majority over there. So everywhere we went, people were pointing fingers at us, taking pictures with us, bringing us in different directions.
It was a little bit awkward getting around. We had this big bus with the actual letters VIP on the side. I think it's written about in the article. It like got a lot of attention. People would point and look. People assume that you're very rich also over there, which, I mean, relatively we are, but they don't understand that, you know, there are struggles here too.
Something I remember specifically is the feeling of just how everyone asks you for money. It creates an internal conflict that kind of you don't know how to feel and you don't know what's right. But I think that's part of the whole experience of going. I think that's kind of what it's about, is thinking about that and feeling that.
I always want my students, first of all, to get to know themselves when they are out of their comfort zone. And it's one thing knowing yourself when you are in your comfort zone. There are certain things you would never know about yourself until you find yourself outside of your comfort zone. 2, I want my students to feel being in the minority. Once you're out of Canada here, trust me, you are in the minority.
When the Ghana Field School came to an end, I was really sad, actually. Originally, I thought that I was going to be super excited to go back and be alone and have some time to myself and relax. But the moment I got home, all I wanted was to be back and dancing and listening to the drum beats.
Yes, I keep saying, you know, I am 41, almost 42, so, you know, and I've traveled a lot, lived in different places, but I keep saying that this was a life-changing trip, and it really was.
I'd say the biggest takeaway culturally is like, it's not all about you.
The trust put in strangers, because we were strangers / outsiders everywhere we went, and people would just entrust us with their things, with their children, with their songs, with their stories.
We learned when I was there, there's no legal adoption in Ghana, because if anything happens to any family member, other family will take care of them no matter what. Everyone is so supportive of each other. Everyone cares so much about other people.
One of the things that really shifted for me was just like priorities, wanting more music in my life, wanting more dance in my life.
I used to be in environmental sciences before I went to Ghana, and now I'm in interdisciplinary studies major, Bachelor of Arts, because I wanted to keep doing what I learned in Ghana. So that's giving me the elective breathing room to take courses like Music of the African Diaspora and African Dancing and Drumming. Difference in what music is, what it permeates, is that I was constantly reminded of that when I came back here. You went to Ghana, you're not a jazz musician, you're not a jazz student. Well, there is no such thing as that distinction in West Africa. You don't identify yourself as a musician or not a musician. It just always is, since as long as you can remember. So I think there's something to learn there for everybody.